Yeah. The truth will set you free, as they say.
It really will.
Um, well, I really appreciate you for coming on. The song that you just performed, Coquille,
Old Cookie.
oh
Yeah.
Coquille, yeah. You said it's a sensitive song. If you'd like to talk about it,
I'd love to.
yeah,
Old Cookie is the first song that I've released since my last record, Psychedelics, which was recorded
yeah,
here at Dolphin Street Sound,
really,
right here in Mobile. Keelan Laxton did
oh
it.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
great experience.
yeah. I just had him on the podcast. He's really,
Yeah,
really cool
Keelan's
guy.
brilliant. And he actually did the mastering on
Okay.
this.
Oh, nice,
I owe so much to Keelan.
nice.
The process of mastering. There's
Yeah,
two different techniques, but that's a whole different story. I had between gaps in these releases, the Psychedelics record with my last band out of
right.
Mobile, and then me moving back to my home state of
Yeah,
Louisiana, there was a gap. I had a tragedy. We lost our drummer from
right.
the Psychedelics.
Gotcha.
I got long COVID. Didn't know if I was going to be able to work, uphold the stamina because this is so physical.
Right,
And I had a lot of fatigue issues, which thankfully, lifestyle, vitamins,
right.
good choices. I'm back in the game.
Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, I'm back in the game, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
So after COVID and losing Winter Baines, my daughter said she wanted to go to college in the greater New Orleans area. So we pulled up stakes and moved to this tiny town named Madisonville.
yeah.
Madisonville and Fairhope Mobile actually have a great connection.
So, where are you originally from?
I'm from Baton Rouge, born and raised
Okay,
Baton
gotcha,
Rouge.
gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha, gotcha.
Red Stick.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
far away is Baton Rouge from Madisonville?
it's not far.
Yeah.
It's like 55 miles.
Okay.
I think my cousin got there really quick last time she came to see me, which is she was like, "Wow, I'm here," but I don't get to back to Baton Rouge much. It's
She might have been on psychedelics.
maybe she was. Maybe she was listening to the record.
Yeah.
But Madisonville is like our oldest settlement in St. Tammany Parish.
Right.
After the Fort of Mobile got attacked by natives, everybody kind of freaked out and skedaddled the settlers. So that left what I call the era of the swarthy dudes. These were French fur trappers, pirates, and stuff. Those were the original settler inhabitants. Prior to that, it was a Choctaw village for 2,000 years, but we're talking about the early 1700s. And there were mucilage huts where you'd take the mud and you'd mix the Spanish moss. And we have the oldest house on the Gulf Coast, right around the corner from where I live.
How old?
1788, maybe earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe off on that. We'll have to ask our town historian.
Is there AC?
Yes, now there is. Yes.
I'm glad that they.
Oh my gosh. Right? The house that I bought never had
humidity gets
central
crazy.
AC, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went through our first summer with no AC.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, shotgun, thank goodness, with ceiling fans, and we had a river breeze. But
Right.
boy, howdy, talk about getting acclimated to South Louisiana summer heat. We're
Right.
yeah, we're acclimated.
My friend bought a house out of college, and we, in saving money, would keep the AC at like 80 degrees for like the start of the summer. And it was just so tumultuous that we just had to. We were like, "F it, we'll lose money," but
You finally broke.
We got to sleep. No, because it was just at 80 degrees, like during the night. And
You can't sleep.
You can't sleep.
No,
You wake up just exhausted because you sweat all night.
right. And the last time I lived in a shotgun house was when I was in college in Baton Rouge, a little place called Spanish Town. It's right by the
Right.
state capitol. It's a bunch of shotgun houses and no AC. And I remember in the morning I would take an ice bath in the clawfoot tub. And then about 2 o'clock, I'd take an ice bath in the clawfoot tub. About 8 o'clock at night, I'd take an ice bath in the clawfoot tub.
Where are you getting the ice from?
I'm buying it.
Right,
I'm
right,
going
right.
to the corner store.
Right. So you're going to the corner store, buying the ice, bringing it back.
Yeah.
Time to finish.
And it kept my core temperature down, but
That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah. Good living. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. So with Madisonville now, and the old Coquille song.
We moved there in 2022. I bought a house from 1895 that used to be on the river, and now it's a little bit inland and it's raised up. But I
Yeah, it
fell in
has to be
love.
raised up.
It's got to be raised up. We're surrounded by water,
Yeah,
completely
yeah, yeah,
surrounded.
yeah.
But Madisonville is this tiny little town. It's 900 people, 1 mile square radius. We got Bayou Desert that dumps into the Chafuncta, and the Chafuncta dumps into Lake Pontchartrain.
Mm.
People are so friendly. Like, I thought Alabama people were friendly. The minute I moved in, I got swarmed.
Hmm.
And you need anything? And oh, do you have a daughter? And
Oh, yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
That's awesome.
And then I found a friend from college, literally lives 2 doors down.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it just kind of,
You just found out when you moved there?
yeah, I had
Oh,
no
that's
idea.
cool, man. That's
And
cool.
I woke up the next day, and I guess my friend group had the news had gotten out, and
Yeah,
there was a
the-
present on the front porch with a card. Welcome. I'm like,
Let's go.
St. Jules, my angel.
It's
Yeah.
funny how news travels fast in a small town.
Truly, right? I know. You got to watch what you do.
Good and bad, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. But Madisonville, yeah. I took some time to get in there and really just heal myself
Right.
mentally, physically, and very much spiritually.
Yeah.
And after about 18 months of kind of looking at my guitar and glaring at it, which I'd never done in my life, I've fatigued from the music industry,
Yeah.
but I've never fatigued from playing. And this time when I quit, I really felt like I was not coming back to it. COVID really, I got infected, and then I felt like the virus stood up and walked off. And I'm like, wait, you're taking Lauren with you. Can you come back?
Yeah.
So it took some time, but I'm back. I'm
Yeah.
back. Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah, I like how you put that. It's you're saying that the impact of how it wore on you physically, mentally, yeah, changed you as a person, you think?
And my voice would go out. Like, I didn't feel like I could trust myself because I had this a histamine storm
Right.
where I'd be feeling fine.
Yeah.
30 minutes of sun exposure, and I'd completely get, my nose would be stuffy.
Right.
My voice would just lock up,
Yeah.
and like, okay, what happened? I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I've had some good doctors helping me, and a lot of just nutritional, just getting at it on a nutritional and sleep, and
Yeah.
and frankly, the town, like just being in the swamp, in the marsh,
Yeah.
and hearing the great horned owl go, "Woo, woo,"
Oh,
at
come on.
night.
Do you have it in any songs?
I don't have his sound in a song, but in Old Coquille, the single that we released, I did walk around town and get town sounds.
Yeah.
There's a spot in town on Pine Street. We have 3 churches in town, and 2 are in their original historic buildings.
Yeah.
We have a Catholic, a Presbyterian, and I believe the other one is Baptist. Well, they all 3 have different church bells.
Yeah.
If you stand at this certain location on Pine at noon, they all start going ding, 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 and they're like graduated the way they start,
Really?
like a few seconds after one
Oh,
another.
that's cool.
So I've got the church bells.
Yeah.
I've got rain on my tin roof on a sunny day when all of the birds are singing
Let's go.
at the start of the song.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, I had to put in the bridge because we have a swing bridge. I think it should be a historical landmark. Anybody from Madisonville or Covington that gets caught in the traffic that hears or watches this podcast is going to be so mad at me. Everyone wants to literally get rid of that bridge
Oh, yeah.
or do a bypass.
Belchase
Or
had the same thing. That was
Right.
a bridge is the freaking bridge. People hate it.
I mean, it's so cool. When I was a little kid, when my dad brought me through Madisonville towards Ponchatoula for one of the Strawberry Festival years, we stopped at Badeau's, which was at that point like a burger joint with big shakes and stuff.
Oh yeah, those are the good. Bridges.
And we went down, we watched the bridge open, and it has a train horn on it. So wah, and then the clicking sound, and I'm watching the concrete, and I'm like, the technology on this is so cool. And like, why get rid of that? So I had to put the sound of the bridge at the very end of the song to remind people to not speed through our historic town. Because people actually do live there. Yes,
Right.
we do.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.
Welcome, guys, to the Gulf Coast Music Podcast. Today's new wave, Miss Lauren Murphy.
Thank you. Coquille is going to be streaming online on October 10 of this year. So it'll
Awesome.
be
Next
available.
Friday.
And
Or 2 Fridays
yeah,
from now.
2 Fridays from now. And I've got Louis Michaud and Johnny Campos, both double Grammy winners of the Lost Bayou Ramblers.
Yeah.
They play on it. And what a great newfound friendship I have with Louis Michaud. He's just crazy talented. He plays violin, accordion, bowed bass, walking bass. He sings, and then of course, I mean, he plays
He
in.
also opens the door for you.
Right,
Yeah,
he does. Yes, I mean,
everything.
he's a gentleman, of course. And he put a triangle, ding, just one at the very end because triangle is a rhythmic instrument in Cajun
Yeah.
Creole music. So I was like, okay, well, we'll put it right there. And then Johnny Campos plays really cool pedal steel through a twin reverb. So you get all these like kind of swirling sounds. And to me, the song sounds like you're floating down the Chafuncta River
Yeah.
on one of those perfect like Pontchartrain days where everything, where the water looks like diamonds, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man! I love the way you describe the swamp in Madisonville, and yeah, I just I'm from Belle Chase, and it's got a levee, and it's a small town, but yeah, I'm just really interested in the culture of Madisonville. Can you elaborate more on it?
It's very interesting. It was, this
Le-
is
less
crazy.
than 1,000 people is crazy too.
900 people. So here's the wild thing. I did not know Louis Michaud from Adam. He did not know who I was
What do you mean
at
by
all.
Adam?
Like, that's just an expression. Like,
Yeah,
Adam and
use as
Eve.
many of those as you can. I like those expressions.
He could have just been Joe Blow.
Yeah.
We got connected through my mom's priest. My mom had surgery, and the priest came and prayed.
Yeah.
Father David,
Yeah.
he's amazing, and he knew that I was a little bit heartbroken and kind of struggling to find my footing
Yeah.
after quitting music. And he said, "Hey, she was in procedure." He sat down next to me, and he said, "Let's talk music." And I said, "Well, I hear you're pretty cool because you do a spiritual class on the Christian symbolism and the music of the Grateful Dead. So let's talk, Father David." And he said, "Well, have you written anything? I know you've taken some time off." And I said, "Yeah, I wrote something." And I told him about old Coquille. And he said, "Well, if you could just make a wildest dream come true, what would it be?" And I said, "Well, I love the Lost Bayou Ramblers. If I could have Louis Michaud give his ethnic stamp on that."
That's what you said.
Yeah. And he says, "Well, hot darn. His daddy plays it at my Cajun Mass every year. Let me give him a call. Let's set it up." And I went, "What?"
Right.
And so about a month later, Louis and I are emailing, and, and then I went to a show, and we're talking on the phone, and then
Right.
it's all rolling out. Well, before I met him,
He was like, "Hey, I'm in town. You want to get coffee?"
yeah, right? So going back to the founder and the history of Madisonville, here's the wild thing.
Yeah.
When I moved to Fairhope, I had been living in California. My late husband had passed, and I did a record about historical figures, mostly women who had survived tragedies, losses, like myself. When I went to finally meet Louis Michaud in person, I said to myself, I better be familiar with his catalog in case he says, "So what brought you to me?" Well, he had released a solo record, and I hadn't listened to it at all. So the night before I go to meet him, I put it on. It's all in French. I don't know French at all.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to this one song called Jean Juan de Gentil, and I hear Dauphine, and I'm like, Port de Mobile. I said, okay. So the guy's coming into Port de Mobile.
Right.
And then, okay, he's obviously getting married. He falls in love, and muerto. And okay, so he lost a wife, and then he gets married. And then I hear "A la Coquille," and I went, what? Jean Juan de Gentil is the founder of Madisonville.
Right.
So Louis Michaud made a historical French record about real characters.
Yeah.
I had just come off of, making a historical record about California characters. And he writes about the founder of the town that I moved to. The serendipity
Right.
his side band is called Swamp Magic, and he and I have some kind of swamp magic language. In fact, when we were talking about getting the mix and everything just right, he goes up to Canada a lot to do the Canadian festivals up there, the Canadian French festivals for the Cajun Creole stuff, and he and Layla McCalla had been doing that. I think they did that in the Library of Congress, and they were just flying back. And I was texting him, and he immediately responded with an aerial view of Madisonville and my house circled. And I'm like, and he's like, I'm waving. I'm flying back into New Orleans. I'm right over you. And I'm like, right as I'm texting you. And I'm like, hashtag swamp magic.
Right. That's crazy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. He's like, what brought you to see me? And you're like, you. know?
Exactly. Some people I think you're just meant to meet and work with.
Right.
And this is, I know we're going to do another one together. I'm in the process of wrestling two pieces right now.
No, that's really amazing how that all worked out. I recently watched a TED Talk where they're like, you're way closer to your goals than you think just by asking somebody. And she pointed out this example of, we brought together these random people, 20 people, and we asked one person, what's something that you want to do that you couldn't think of doing? And the person said, like, making a zoo or something. And she was like, well, I don't know anybody that's in that business. And then somebody on the other side, random person, my cousin's in that business.
Right.
Just by asking it, by putting the idea out there, it manifests into something.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Manifesting.
Yeah.
It's like my last record, Psychedelics. I got a song called Psychedelicized. The Greek root of the word psychedelic is psychedelios. It means mind manifesting. Mm-hmm. So whatever you're thinking, you're attracting to you. So if you are having faith that you're going to succeed and you have this idea, and then we've got, 6 degrees of separation between us and everyone else. Yeah. So
my mom's cousin probably knows you. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Right.
Music feeds the soul, but food feeds the future. Right here on the Gulf Coast, thousands of families don't know where their next meal is coming from. Feeding the Gulf Coast is changing that tune one meal at a time. Imagine this. For every $1, you can provide up to 5 meals. That's like turning a quiet solo into a full-blown jam session of hope for someone in need. Let's turn the volume up on kindness and down on hunger. Visit feedingthegulfcoast.org to donate today, because together we can make sure no one goes hungry on or off the stage. Feeding the Gulf Coast, because every community deserves an encore. Whoa. Don't let the dogs out. The City of Mobile Animal Shelter has many loving pets ready for a nice home. Whether you're looking for a dog like Snoop or a cat like Doja, the City of Mobile Animal Shelter is where you can find your next friendly companion. They're located at 855 Owen Street, and you can stop by anytime between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We all need a little bow wow in our lives. Call 251-208-2800 because the City of Mobile Animal Shelter has you covered. That's 251-208-2800. Roof. How important do you think it is to surround yourself with people that believe in that as well?
Incredibly.
Yeah.
Incredibly important.
Because there is also, I feel, like a way that you kind of go crazy by, solely focusing on that, and then you surround yourself with people that don't do anything besides, like, try to wait on things to happen to them,
Exactly.
So, I don't know. What do you think about that?
You definitely have to make your own luck, and you have to plow your own field, and you have to be careful what field you're plowing as well.
Explain.
Well, some folks are happy at a waitress job, for instance.
Right.
I waited tables and did art at the same time. I could have easily, if I was just a regular individual, probably been happy moving up in that industry and becoming a manager, eventually opening my own restaurant.
Yeah.
But the person I am, my soul, who I know I am, is the creative. So I would have wilted in that kind of environment. So if I would have plowed that field, maybe I would have hit a midlife crisis where I would have been super unhappy and completely freaked out.
Man, yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point.
And being true to oneself. My youngest is just turned 22, and she's a visual artist, and she's seen me and her dad do music
Yeah.
for a living and do art, and she knows how difficult
Exactly.
it
That's what I
can
was going to
be.
say as well. There's other layers to it.
It's stick-to-itiveness, and you got to keep knocking on doors. And you also, like Louis Michaud and I have discussed, don't try to knock on doors where your art doesn't fit. Know your audience, know your demographic, know where you're going to slide in, because that's where you're going to find your support and those people, those dreamers that are spinning that wheel and making things happen and not waiting for the game to come to them.
Right.
You got to go to the game.
Yeah.
Or you got to say, hey, I'm throwing my hat in the ring.
Yeah, man.
And you got to throw your hand up.
Yeah.
It's
No, yeah, it's a hustle.
It is a hustle.
It's a hustle.
My late husband and I were I sang, I wasn't really officially in the band, but he was in a big band, Zero, out of Northern California in the late 90s. They were produced by Jerry Garcia and Robert Hunter. And our whiny bass player, who's brilliant, Bobby Vega, he played with Etta James for a long time.
What do you mean by whiny?
He's whiny.
Okay.
He is whiny, whiny, whiny.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, look at me right now, Vega. You hear me. Don't come back to Mobile. But I learned some from Vega. He can be really funny.
Yeah.
Brilliant bassist. But because he would complain a lot. Right. And finally, one day somebody said, what's up, Bobby? And he goes, man, this business, squeaky wheel gets the grease. And he turned to me one day and he said, you want it? You got to learn to squeak. And I went, oh.
So he's proud of it.
And I think there's a way to squeak and make yourself heard without being bratty, complaining, all of that. So but speak up, use your voice,
Right.
and bring your dreams out. It's like the power of prayer. When you vocalize, I'm a vocalist. When you're vocalizing thoughts, you're putting them out there into reality.
Giving them power.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I appreciate you for elaborating on that. Speaking of manifesting, would you like to talk on the Kofi Foundation?
The
Ko-Fi, maybe?
Ko-Fi, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I do have a little, it's kind of like a Patreon page.
Right.
It's ko-fi.com/Lauren Murphy Music.
Yeah.
Right now, the only goal that I had up there was for the record. We have met that, but there are going to be some other things
For
that I
sure.
always need. So I encourage people to check that,
Right.
as well as my amazing daughter, Liba Leona Art. She did the art for our single and for my last record, Psychedelics.
Yeah.
And she's coming up the ranks too, and I'm paying for everything. So y'all go to her Ko-Fi too, please.
For sure. No, it's. I think on a bigger message, it's like the amount of money that goes into music, especially these days. There's many different layers to it, and I appreciate that you bring it to light with that foundation. When it comes to, first of all, getting the guitar, and then purchasing the first studio session, mixing and mastering, and then getting on the platforms. I mean, there's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I had somebody ask me the other day, so when are you going to put out the album? And I went, well, this one song costs $2,000.
Right.
And I am not going to make that back with the internet the way it is.
Sure.
At this current moment in time.
Got to do some touring.
Yeah, it's all about playing live. It's kind of unfortunate what the internet has done to performers.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I feel like Tom Petty wouldn't have been on the road and had to tape himself together with painkillers. I don't know.
What do you mean? I'm not privy to that.
Tom Petty died on the road a few years ago.
Really?
And he had a pretty busy touring schedule. He suffered from chronic pain.
Yeah.
All of us guitar players end up with back issues,
Right,
which is why
right.
I do yoga every morning.
Gotcha.
So I know I'm not exactly sure what his issues were, but he was taking some pain pills and stuff, and rigorous schedule when you're, in your late 60s.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know about that. Yoga's great.
Yoga's amazing.
Yeah.
It's my newest self-help thing that I've incorporated. I'm like, yes.
How early or recently did you start it?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah, brand new. Yeah.
Fire. Are you watching Flow on YouTube?
I found it's a Sivanda yoga from a place, like a real yogi place in
Okay,
India.
really?
Yeah, and it's like 30 minutes
Yeah.
of these nice ladies saying, "Okay, we're going to lay down now and breathe."
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, the first session, I felt completely awkward. I'm shaking, falling over and stuff. Each time it's gotten easier, and
Do you do it outside or inside?
inside. Yeah, at least until the mosquitoes go away.
Exactly.
Jeez
The
Louise.
swamp is crazy.
They're out in the daytime. It's a swarm. I mean, this year, like literally, they were like a blanket of fog just coming towards you.
Yeah.
We had deep swamp mosquitoes come into town from last year's little tropical storm.
Right.
Yeah, they're different than the regular mosquitoes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny how mosquitoes evolve each year.
Why? Why? They need to go away. Them
Right.
and the roaches.
Seriously, yeah, I found a roach underneath my laundry machine today.
Oh.
The WWOZ interview.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah.
So the official show release for Old Coquille is going to be on Wednesday, November 12th. Let me look at my phone to make sure that is correct. Pardon me.
She's checking her phone for different reasons.
All right. Look at the calendar. Yes, Wednesday, November 12th at Jimmy's Uptown in New Orleans. And I'm going to be opening myself and Alex Millay, who is an amazing guitar player.
I've heard that
in New
last
Orleans.
name.
Yeah,
Millay.
he's great.
Yeah.
So he and I are going to be opening for Louis Michaud and Swamp Magic at Jimmy's
Come
in
on.
Mid City, which will
Come
be
on.
great. And so we're going to do the song that night.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of good things coming up. A lot
Yeah.
of good things.
What's your rehearsal ritual? How do you get in the right mindset to perform?
Ooh, it's really interesting because I tend to procrastinate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You
one
were
of-
on time today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I really appreciated that.
I left early. That's what I've found because I'm a procrastinator. I leave early, give like an hour and a half if you need an hour, and then you're always on time. It's kind of similar with music because I will do the avoidant personality thing even with my music, even though
What's
I
the
love doing it.
What is it?
Like it's like non-committal and emotionally avoidant, not wanting to engage, which music is you're engaging your emotions. When I wrote Old Coquille, I was sobbing the entire time.
Oh, wow.
Sobbing. And it was the strangest release, but it's usually how I know I get a good song.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
And the crying.
How do you write when you're crying?
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard, but and I try not to not censor myself on vocal quality or even word choices that are coming out because you want to get the essence, the vibe.
Yeah.
And then you can go back and structure it for a better rhyme scheme or delivery or musicality.
Yeah, you just got to get it out there.
Get it out. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. So just rehearsing on it on a daily basis, I usually try to go for a walk and get out in nature and ground myself.
I've had somebody else on here say that where he's like, take your feet off and stand in the dirt.
Yeah, take your shoes off. I've started performing again that way. I used to do that in my 20s, and it's like the earthing theory of.
Did you live like a not hippie lifestyle, but like?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
I moved to Humboldt County from Baton Rouge. I lived amongst the hippies and and the growers and met Wavy Gravy in 1996. Yeah. We love you, Wavy. He's still around.
Fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, getting into the flow state seems like nothing better than to ground yourself. That's a good idea.
It's really important. And I've been having some really interesting experiences this summer. I called up my friend that books for the Floribama because the psychedelics played there for so long. And I said, hey, I'm back in the game. And he said, awesome.
Dang.
How many shows do you want to come down here? We can put you up. And
Dang.
so I was like, great, let's go stay in the beach house. And so I did that. And he had me hitting like 4-hour shows, boom, 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 5 days a week. And by day 3, I was starting to have kind of out of body experiences while I was playing, like true flow state where I would look down at my hands as if they were someone else's.
Wow,
And then I'm
that's
hearing
crazy.
my voice out of my body and I'm like, hey kiddo, you're not bad. you know? And I'm like, you feel like you're flying though.
Jeez, and you weren't on drugs?
No, I actually,
wait.
I have my prescription for medical marijuana
Yeah.
in Louisiana,
Yeah.
but I gave up alcohol in April, and it's been one of the greatest decisions I've ever made.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to add positive decisions, and
Yeah.
I think that's part of the magic. I look at people like George Porter. He gave up drinking,
okay.
35 years ago?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. The best ones out there, they're California sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alcohol is just, yeah. I've been there, done that. Who needs it?
For sure, for sure. From what I've heard, alcohol is really tough to give up. I heard on Theo Vaughn's podcast where he's like, once every so often he just gets like this crazy feeling to go at it. So it's something to prepare for, I guess.
At about 2.5 months, I hit a real stress wall,
Yeah.
and that little voice
Right. Maybe,
reared up.
Maybe that, yeah.
But the farther you get away from it, you realize you have other coping skills.
Yeah.
It's day 35, the cleaning bug hit. My house is really organized now.
Gotcha. So those are good methods.
They're really, yeah,
It's just like use that energy, transmute it into cleaning.
right.
Yeah.
Go for a power walk,
Power wall.
write a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool. Really cool. Speaking of performing at different locations, what have you noticed from performing along the Gulf Coast of like describing the different scenes and I just want to hear how you.
Oh
take on it.
man, the Gulf Coast is so rich. I had been in the Northern California music scene for so long,
Damn.
and from 97 to 2015 to when I moved in June of 2015.
So you were living in there.
Yeah,
in California.
yeah, and I got to play with the members of Big Brother and the Holding Company.
Right.
I got to play with members of the Jefferson Airplane. I got to work with Narda Michael Walden, who produced Whitney Houston. I got to meet and play with some really great people, members of It's a Beautiful Day, Linda and David LaFlame, who wrote Whitebird. Got to bring Carlos Santana his glass of wine at a benefit. Those folks really molded kind of my butterfly spirit. But the Southern girl in me, you get Tom Rigney and Flambeau, and I'm like, you're not Cajun, Tom. Sorry, Tom, you're a great player. And Brent Ramponi has played for my band, and he's a fantastic drummer. Love you guys. And Sacramento, we grow crawfish. We've got Sacramento in the Sacramento Delta. A lot of people don't realize we got a Delta in California.
Right.
They have a crawfish festival.
Wow.
It's different. The bluegrass is high country bluegrass. It's West Coast bluegrass. It's cleaner. You don't get the drippy, swagger, kind of gritty, swampy. I mean, that stuff is in my soul. And when you go, like when I go over to the Floribama,
Yeah.
yeah, you do get kind of a little bro country thing. You get some great singer-songwriters out of that area.
Yeah.
Some Americana songwriters, people that really know how to turn a phrase.
Right.
And even if I don't necessarily buy their music, I respect the hell out of what they do.
Yeah.
So being over there gives me a little of that. Then you get kind of this Mississippi thing with the Shed and Hattiesburg, Biloxi. You get a different kind of songwriter. It's almost like sampling barbecue, right?
Okay.
The music is like sampling barbecue. Then you go into like North Shore.
What do you mean by sampling barbecue?
It's going to be different.
Right.
Every chef is different along the Gulf Coast, just like
Gotcha.
gumbo,
Gotcha.
you know,
Gotcha.
or shrimp and grits. Everybody's got their recipe for shrimp and grits. So the talent is as good, but it's just so the variety is amazing.
Yeah, there's variety, but no matter what, there's some Tonys.
Yeah. And what I'm loving about being where I am specifically now, North Shore, Mandeville, Madisonville, Covington, as you get into Abita and even pushing into the country of Folsom up there, you get people like Big Daddy Owen who write like Louisiana Moon. Great singer-songwriter storytellers that pull at your heartstrings. That the things that people fantasize about when they leave Louisiana as their home state and they want to go back to. Those kind of storytellers. And then you ride over the bridge in New Orleans. You've got Latin, Cuban, Haitian, African, Creole French, Cajun French, High French. Oh my gosh, German, klezmer.
Right.
What kind, who do I want to play with today? What kind of music do I want to make?
Right.
Do I want to make bounce music? Do I want to make hip hop music?
That'd be crazy.
If I do, I can.
Yeah.
The people are there.
Yeah.
So I kind of being back in the greater New Orleans area, I feel like a kid in the candy store, but I'm still driving back over here because the singer-songwriter scene in Mobile, Fairhope, Daphne, Gulf Shores, Floribama, that's rich too.
You need to make an old Coquille club remix.
Right. Oh my gosh. Hilarious. Get Big Free to sit down.
Exactly.
At Roosters, we are committed to using quality, locally sourced ingredients as often as possible. That's why we partnered with Bayou Corps Farms to take their heirloom corn, locally grown in Bon Secours, and use it to create the corn flour for our new always fresh corn tortillas. Our other partner, Tortilleria E&H in Daphne, receives the Bayou Corps corn flour and uses it to make the tortillas. The heirloom corn tortillas then get delivered to Roosters, where they are used to make our signature tacos. The end result is freshness and flavor you can't get anywhere else. Roosters, for the love of food.
Hey fighters, listen up. Are you tired of feeling like your conditioning holds you back in competition? It's time to bridge the gap between theory and real performance. At Dexter's Fitness Center, we're launching a combat sports strength and conditioning program designed for boxers, kickboxers, MMA fighters, and combat athletes who want to get faster, stronger, and more flexible while building the endurance to go the distance. No more outdated workouts, no more burnout. This program is built to enhance your skill work, prevent injuries, and maximize your potential without wasting your time or overwhelming your body. Training starts August 12th at Dexter's Fitness Center, 1900 Government Street, Mobile, Alabama. Sessions are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. If you're ready to step into every fight confident, prepared, and in peak condition, call 251-709-2654 or email contact@dextersfitnesscenter.com today. Let's build the fighter you're meant to be. Was your first project released in 2005? Was that your first one?
No, my first project was self-produced in 1997.
Self-produced?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I was a single mother at the time and got a $3,700 income tax refund.
Yeah.
And let's make a record.
Oh,
So there's a cost difference right there. So that had 7 songs on it.
right,
So say $4,000,
right.
7 songs,
But self-produced.
self-produced.
Yeah.
So, but still, I've always done self-produced. Even if I have a co-producer
What do you
with
mean
me,
by this?
I am going to raise the money. I'm going to be in control of the sound, of the choosing of the musicians.
Right.
Even if I have, like, say, a record industry person standing with me,
Yeah.
and like Mooka Rennick helped produce my record after my late husband died, El Dorado. He
Great song. Great
Oh,
song.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like how it's got that swampy feel to it.
Thank you. I tried to kind of bring a little, I was getting homesick by that point. After I lost my late husband, I was already, I think the wheels were turning. But Mooka and I remember specifically, he and I went to head on the mix of The Ballad of Booker and Honey on that record. And he said, I I don't like what you've got. We're gonna isolate this. And I said, Muka, the song is about the music industry, and it's got this like 1890s kind of Storyville, New Orleans jazz delivery. Have you ever seen a second line band? And he goes, this is a guy from the Midwest
Right.
who's lived in Northern California.
Right.
He's a brilliant musician and producer. He won platinum for producing Tom Waits's Mule Variations, produced Primus's very first record. He's amazing. But he doesn't like the second line. Right. Yeah. And I said, let me play this for you. And so I showed him the second line. I said, the clarinetist, the trumpet, the banjo, they're soloing all over each other. This is a celebration of voices just going at it down the street.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. He goes, oh, okay. So we fanned his mix, which had like a single trumpet soloing here. And then we go to the banjo, and it didn't have the pop.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I got to sign off on it, you know? It's my art. I feel really, it pains me when I see some of these young singer-songwriters. My 22-year-old has turned me on to Chapel Roan, who's doing her own thing. Massive respect for her. Right. Sabrina Carpenter, I'm a little bit concerned with her for her new record. I think her label may have gotten a little more control.
Right.
Sabrina. Yeah. Not a good female empowerment picture on that cover art, but which is another thing I try to do. I try to be a good example for women and try to mentor young female singer-songwriters because it is largely a male industry. We are seeing, I think, that right now we're seeing a lot more singer-songwriters that are female coming out, and I'm super excited about that.
Sure. I love your style. How it's the storytelling, it's especially the charisma that you had in the old Coquille song with like changing your tonal flex between singing to like, but I know it's a bridge, like.
Thank you. Yeah, the talking. Right. Yeah. It was honestly hard for me I had to teach myself to sing that song. Yeah. Because of the talking story. I'd never really written anything that had that aspect. Even El Dorado is very lyrical, and it floats. But thank you for pointing that out.
For sure. No, it's the nuances. I mean, again, we were talking earlier about how musicians hear things that other people don't. But one thing that I think everybody can kind of hear is how the vocalist shows their expression. You do a great job of it.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's the story of your family moving in? Would you like to go into that at all?
Oh,
all right, that was probably a bad way to put it.
My dad coming to America, which is really interesting because on my mom's side, we go way back. We are pre-Jamestown on my mother's side, just wild. So I guess technically I might be considered German Creole because my father.
They moved in before Jamestown.
Yeah.
That's like the 1500s, right?
Yeah. My great uncle, Captain James Jack, delivered the Mecklenburg documents to the Continental Congress. They were the foundation for our Declaration of Independence. So I've got heavy founding roots on my mom's side.
Yeah. It's so funny how it's like he delivered those documents, and nowadays it would just be like a Dropbox file.
I mean, this guy in the dark of night on a horse had to ride on the fear of getting shot by the British.
Right, like rain's coming down, he's hiding it under his shirt, Nowadays it would just be like, send the email, brother.
Send an email, right, encrypted.
Right.
Here's a zip file, John Wick.
Yeah, exactly.
So, my dad, so I'm first generation American on my father's side of the family. And I'm the only one left here. So I'm proud that his and my grandma's gene pool is still keeping on. But she was a gypsy during World War II.
Right.
And somehow managed to survive that, was in Berlin when Berlin fell. And Americans came from one side and the Russians came from the other. She was pregnant by a German officer. That was my father. He did not know his father, and that was a very hard thing for him his entire life to latch on to. But my grandmother, my Omi, is what I called her. It's a German term of endearment for grandmother. I look just like her, except I'm much taller. She had jet black hair. Her dream was to dance in the Bolshoi.
Omi's a pretty name.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call my grandmother Bubba.
Bubba.
Because it's Croatian for grandmother. And
You're Croatian.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Of course you are. Of course you are. You're from Belle Chase.
melting pot, yeah.
I wonder if you're related to the guy I bought the house from. Are you related to Tony Garma by chance?
Garma. That's not a Croatian last name.
No, but he swears he's Croatian.
I'm sure, yeah.
But also like I talked to him and like the fish is this big. He texted me.
Wait. That was like his.
Oh no, he's always telling tall tales or exaggerating stories.
Yeah, he's Croatian. He's
okay,
Croatian.
perfect. Yep.
Yeah, and that, for my Dida, my grandfather's eulogy, like kind of reference how and it was this big, referencing because that's how he told his stories. So yeah, no, that guy's Croatian.
Oh my
for sure.
goodness.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh, it's
my mom's
wild.
gonna love that story. I really appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but back to my dad.
Bubba, find out who Tony Garma is.
Yeah. Oh, I can text him. He'll never leave you alone. No offense, Tony.
He's Croatian.
He cooks well, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my daddy and my Omi came over. They came through Ellis Island, and they settled in Pennsylvania. And then the man that my Omi married had a heart attack, and his family was from Baton Rouge. So she, as a widow with a high school age child, needed family. So she.
How old do you think she was?
Let's see. Dad was 15. I'm going to guess she was 37.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe a little older, maybe 40. Yeah. No, she's about 42.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's about 42 because she would meet my papa. And the man that I knew is my grandfather on that side of the family. Yeah. My step-grandfather, but for all practical purposes, my papa would become the longest-standing president of LSU, and he actually pioneered agricultural engineering. So pretty cool. There's a Martin D. Wooden agricultural scholarship at LSU and a hall named after him. And
that goes to show how you got so much knowledge on like the deltas around Madisonville, and that's really cool. That's such a crazy story, though.
It really is. The Advocate did a story on Omi at one point that was like Ukrainian gypsy princess to Southern Belle or something like that. Wow. Yeah. She was a really charming lady with a lot of grace and elegance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss her dearly.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. I appreciate you for bringing it up.
Yeah, thank you.
And then where do you see yourself with music in the next few years?
I have some pretty high goals for myself. I want to keep collaborating with a variety of Louisiana artists. Mm-hmm. Right now, I am challenging myself to write with different kind of structure. Right. I think my songs have been pretty straightforward. I wouldn't say simplistic, but my daughter calls me a traditionalist. Yeah. I want to get a piano back in my house. I need to do some composing on a piano again. Yeah. It changes your delivery.
How so?
My first instrument was piano, so I wouldn't say because I don't practice on it like I do guitar. I think I'm more fluid on guitar. But then there's also when the mind gets really relaxed, muscle memory is really amazing. Yeah. Piano is just flows because it's logical to me. It's it's straight up and down.
I think that's how the guitar messes me up as well.
Right?
It's just so much more complex, it seems.
With piano to guitar, I almost had to go, okay,
they're not the same.
Bass, clef, treble, it's like, are the keyboards, is it laid over itself like that? Right. Kind of. but not really. It's more about making shapes. It's the shapes you're making with your fingers.
On the guitar. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the piano, like you said, the piano is just linear. Like,
Right.
you want a low sound, go this side, higher sound, go that side.
So I have had a handicap. I may be able to do bar chords now because I finally bought myself a guitar that actually fits my hands. So, folks, if you're learning to play guitar, make sure that you don't get fitted with a guitar that somebody thinks, oh, this is going to be nice for you. Maybe it's like I have pretty large hands for a woman.
Right.
I've been playing a Taylor 314 CE for 20 years. Maybe my hands grew as I aged.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a good guitar for a 20, 30-something year old. But in my 40s, I noticed my posture was starting to hunch.
Yeah.
Lucky me, my tailor ended up getting diagnosed with a permanent S-curve of the neck. And it's like, my luthier said, you might as well, like, it needs a rebuild, which may be under warranty, but still, like, I needed something. So I ended up going into Guitar Center here in Mobile while I was on tour, and they had a special on Martins. So I bought myself a Martin D28.
Fire.
Lead Belly played it. Kurt Cobain played it on MTV's Unplugged. Lucinda Williams.
That specific guitar?
That's that guitar. Oh. And so it fits. So going back to challenging myself on how to play, piano, I can do blues chords. I can do your minors. I can do all of my my scales. I can do all of my scales. Yeah. On guitar, that's harder for me. I'm not a lead guitar player. Yeah. I can do lead on piano. I can't do lead on guitar. So I'm listening to songwriters that are more complex, like Buckingham Nicks, 1973, just got re-released. Lindsey Buckingham is a masterful guitar player, wild. His composing skills are not easy. Challenging myself. I also am challenging myself to get a little bit more in the pocket of like a blues groove, playing with my band, playing with people. That will make you a better player.
Right.
So, like this week, I've got hopefully, Ethan and I are going to get together, my drummer, Ethan Shorter, and we're going to go over harmonies and some rhythms and arrangements and writing with people, having like a rhythmic, a drumming writing partner again. That's another thing that broke my heart. Winter Baines, he played multiple instruments. He was a lyricist. He drove the engine of my band, and have a drummer that understands vocals is a gift. Not all drummers do that. Ethan Shorter, who's Sam Price from Honey Island Swamp Brand, brought Ethan Shorter to me when I moved to the greater New Orleans area, and I felt like I could relax into a new project because
his understanding.
His understanding. I didn't think I was going to get a drummer like that in my life again, and lo and behold, here we are. I've got guys that really like the material and want to play it. Not every person is going to be like that. A lot of musicians are going to be hired guns. They have their own projects, or they're like, oh yeah, your music's a paycheck,
right? Which
is fine. It's fine. Let's do the gig. But I would much rather have the soul because you can take it to the next level, which is one of my goals. I'd like to play a jazz fest stage, in the next few years.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. Yeah, slowly but surely.
Well, let's manifest it.
Yeah, we're manifesting. We're plowing the field, doing the work.
There you go.
Like what? Was it Winston Churchill that said success is preparation meets opportunity?
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a bunch. Well, yeah, I really appreciate you for coming on the podcast. Is there anything else that you wanted to bring to the table?
No, just check out the new release. Check out my website, laurenmurphymusic.com. Everything will be on there, and come visit me in New Orleans.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At Jazz Fest.
At Jazz Fest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Quincy.
Yes, ma'am. We'll see you guys in the next wave. Stay tuned.
All right.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.